have to know stuff.
I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong. I have approximate answers and possible beliefs and different degrees of certainty about different things, but I'm not absolutely sure of anything, and then many things I don't know anything about.
Of virtually every small child for learning. They start out eager, intellectually wide-eyed, asking extremely clever questions about the world, and then something happens, by and large, to discourage them, and I think it's a tremendous waste of natural resources. For example, a kid asks, Mommy, why is the grass green? And very often you get an answer like, oh, don't ask dumb questions, or who knows, when in fact it's an extremely profound question. And how much better would it be?
Why is the sky blue, or anything like that?
In both those cases, it goes to the fundamentals, in one case of biology, and the other of a kind of physics. How much better it would be to say to the child, that's a good question, Johnny. I don't know the answer. Maybe we can look it up. Or nobody knows. Maybe when you grow up, you'll be the person to find out. I think kids who are discouraged from asking those questions wind up learning the lesson that there's something bad about using the mind, and we lose resources. And we need those intellectual resources because we are in very perilous times. And I think the complex and subtle problems that we face can only have complex and subtle solutions. And we need people able to think complex and subtle thoughts. And I believe a great many children have that capability if only they're encouraged.
Back together. This is what kids do. An adult scientist is a kid who never grew up. My entire professional energy is focused on adults because they outnumber kids. They vote, they run the world, they wield opportunities. Kids will be fine. Where we are, where we came from, and where we're going. And those questions are answered from space. To know how Earth got here, how the sun got here, what the future of Earth will be, what the future of our sun will be. Will we need to leave Earth and find another planet? All of that comes to us from the discoveries of a space program. Much of those discoveries have come from NASA. So it's not that the universe would be different if NASA never existed. It's that we would be different in a way that I don't even want to think about.
This $6.99 any deal is too good to be true. No, really. I know 3 things for a fact. 1, the moon landing was faked. 2, the moon is also fake. And 3, this deal has Illuminati written all over it. I mean, think about it. 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any recipe, no questions asked. Well, I got some questions. Does that include meat lovers?
Yeah.
Original pan crust?
Yeah.
Are you a hologram?
What?
The $6.99 any deal. Is it proof that no one out-pizzas the hut?
Round. Round like home. Round. Round like home.
I'm literally bringing the sun up faster by just literally climbing with the sun. I don't know if you guys can tell how fast it's coming.
Round. Round like home. No one.
There will be a number of expeditions that follow, I think, year after year, bottom of the world, because the government has really become interested.
Because we control the mind. Reality is inside the skull, Winston. We control the laws of nature. The stars are not light years, but a few kilometers away. If we wished, we could blot them out.
There will be a number of expeditions that will follow.
Because we control the mind.
Bird, may I ask you, is there a great difference between the top of the world and the bottom of the world?
Richard E. Bird.
The North Pole used to be a no man's land, but these are the days when, by buying a ticket on a commercial airliner, you can fly across the North Pole and drink a cocktail at the same on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. and not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily.
As it relates to, you're correct, I was very judicious yesterday, very judicious, and you'll see the photo that I did take where Magic was kind enough, generous enough to ask me for a photograph, and in my left hand's the mask, and I took a photo. The rest of the time I wore it, as we all should, not when I had a glass of water or a thing, and I encourage everybody else to do so, and that's it.
I think they should attack the lower classes, first with bombs and rockets, destroying their homes, and then when they run helpless into the streets, mowing them down with machine guns. I know these views are unpopular, but I have never courted popularity.
You know you're fully brainwashed when they've called out all the restrictions and they've lifted all the mask mandates, but you're still wearing a mask. That's when you know that you are fully brainwashed, fully MK Ultra. You are a government slave, and I think you love being a slave.
Enough We're ready to hang out with you guys. Welcome aboard.
Back to the moon, the Artemis program, we're going to be there in 5 years and stay there and figure out how to get to Mars and do that safely. And all of that is going to be predicated on understanding how space affects the human body. So we spanned the entire spectrum up here.
Hiding an emotional problem, I realized, was like returning to the Dark Ages. And I don't think we can watch men walk on the moon and be in the Dark Ages.
It's time to get clean. I got to tell you, life aboard the International Space Station is amazing every day. It's full of surprises. It's full of exciting science that we're accomplishing.
We could sort of work on a flat plane.
It's just more far-fetched. So, okay.
Whatever. Flat Earth, that's far-fetched.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
We've got a team spread across the globe.
Drink it.
Now we're in the U.S. laboratory module, and the first thing I want to show you is how we heat up these green packages of food. And these are a lot like the what's called MREs in the military, meals ready to eat. And you know, matter of fact, I think they come from the same company that the U.S. military uses. So I'll heat up this or rehydrate this asparagus, and I basically just put it in here. And normally don't do this from this position. And I'll put 50 milliliters of hot water in there to heat it up. And believe it or not, the water that is produced from our urine actually tastes better than any tap water I've ever tasted in the United States. It's
Where was British security?
a little on the sweet side for me, but not too bad.
Are they safe or potentially harmful? Why did
I might add it's color coded so you really don't get it mixed up, which is nice. This is yellows for number 1.
It's really wet.
Fluff. 2 options. Swallow it.
Yes, I think it's what keeps me looking so youthful, but I don't like it in my eyeball.
Keep a pair of scissors, Velcro, my magnetic case with my needles, my spool of thread. I like fluffernutters.
Especially as we start going deeper into space.
Or you can just spit it out in a paper towel.
And it just every day is full of new things. And
see how much better the brush makes my hair look? I'm just joking. It still stands up straight. It doesn't matter where you are. It's always going to stand up straight while you're up in space.
Just this past week, I was working on an experiment where we were testing out the way rubbers are made, and maybe that we can make better rubbers.
Like I said, sometimes things get a little out of control if you are out of control yourself flying around. So we have lots of protective stuff. And of course, you do have your privacy. There's a little door.
So it's a lot of complicated science to make this all work.
And even the lids on the peanut butter have a piece of Velcro on it so they don't go floating away.
It's far from being a masterpiece, but it was made in space.
Because I'm in space, and I get to name these yo-yo tricks as I invent them. So I call this shoot the planets. It's basically uncontrolled. The string is limp, and it's just bouncing back and forth. So this trick is the asteroid. You have to be careful because if it comes back in an uncontrolled way, it can end up hitting you in the head.